All right, all right, all right. What's up? What's up? As usual, good morning and welcome back. For those of you tuning in on YouTube, remember the disclaimer, especially if you are a new viewer. Remember that day trading is risky business. Remember that most traders do lose, and so it's better to take it slow in the beginning, smaller size simulators. That way you can build up some experience and some competence before putting it on the line. Other than that, remember, copy trading does not work on this channel. My results are not the typical results of a trader. And then lastly, I do not invest for my subscribers. Be careful of fake Relentless trader accounts on all platforms. Other than that, be careful of fake advertisements as well. People are stealing the Relentless trading and Team House content and are using this content to run ads on Meta and on YouTube. So be very careful. And if you do see one of these fake ads, do help us in reporting it. Okay. Now, that being said, let's take a look at today's watch list and gap scan. Man. So, okay, let's see here. We got SNGX. SNGX currently up 50%, around $4, looking decent. SNGX. This one is a continuation stock as we were in play on Friday. Friday we got up to highs of 538. I do want to make sure that I map out that level. And I'm going to put it in yellow. I'm going to take another look at the daily chart as well. If this one continues to go, where could we potentially go? And 530s, if we look back all the way to August of last year, we actually had two candlesticks around 540, 530 area. So being that that's where we kind of had the double top, or let's say where we had the high of day on Friday, it would make sense. So I think breaking over that level is going to be the key. And then from there, perhaps we can get up to $6 and $7 if we're lucky. I would say that's the target here for SNGX. This one has good volume, 20 million shares. It has a good percentage gain on the day, and it has the possibility of going higher in an uptrend. So for those reasons, this one is, of course, on our watch list. SNGX looking decent. So what's on top of the list here today is actually PBM, which I'm going to take a look at here. PBM daily chart doesn't really look as good as the other one. You know, it's up a little bit, but honestly, I'm not interested. Unless it moves during the open and actually is moving up well. I don't know. It just doesn't really stand out to me as I'm looking at the chart here. It made a move on the 31st, sold off, and like today's bouncing up a little bit. We haven't really been seeing dead cat bounces and bottom bounces really be super strong. So COMM moving down on the list. Is this one a buyout? This one might be a buyout. It's just going sideways here in this channel. So that one might be disqualified. VERB. Now I don't look at news, so you know it's possible that it's not a buyout, but just from how the candlesticks are looking. If it's not and it starts to move, it'll hit the scans anyway, so we're not going to be too far behind on it. If it does happen to be good. VERB. Looks like we had a nice move early, around 827, from 12 to 22. Almost 100% move right there. And since then, though, has sold off. That's VERB. Will it be able to curl back up? Hard to say. Hard to say. If you're tuning in on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. We do go live every weekday morning around 9:15 a.m. Today I was gonna start the stream early, but honestly, between 7 and 8, there was like nothing, and then I ended up leaving. So, which is why I missed this one actually. You know, as we know, you got to be consistent, and so when I left, I knew there was a chance that I could miss something, but I said, hey, you know what? It's fine, because it seemed like such a slow pre-market. But VERB came along, right? So moving on, what else do we have here? UNIT down on the list. No volume really here. And then SCS. Volume on this one, a little lighter. Also looking like a buyout too. Like how it's sideways like this. So maybe SNGX and SNGX, PBM. Let me take a look at PBM again. I'm going to say this one's a maybe. SNGX, VERB, and maybe PBM. Sometimes you never know, right? It could look terrible now, and then before you know it, it's up looking strong, right? So, but SNGX seems like it's the strongest one to look at right now, and then we'll go from there throughout the open. So we've had 2 nice days back to back, and it's no coincidence, right? We saw stocks holding up nicely, uptrending nicely, giving a linear move without those surprise flushes every 2 seconds. Are we seeing the market turn over here to more consistent momentum again? Or is the last 2 trading days a bluff? Is the market just playing with us here and just tempting us with 2 decent days of momentum? Yeah, I still have a cold despite it being summer, and you know, that again. But anyhow, to pick up where I left off, was it just 2, days to bluff us, to trick us, to get us feeling good about the momentum? Or is it for real? Are they turning the flames back on slowly for the first 2-3 hours after the open? I don't know. It's hard to say, but I am optimistic. I am going to also be patient despite being optimistic. I want to keep a positive mindset, but at the same time, not because we had 2 good days, it means today we're going to come in and just, try to go crazy, right? If it's hot every day, yes, that's the mindset. But today I'm still going to take it slow, still going to use smaller size. We've been in a trader rehab. And so I'm not looking to be rash here, but instead cautious. But if we do see a hotter day again, looking to be more assertive, more aggressive, and try to capitalize to the best of our abilities. Last week, Friday, we had some tougher areas where we didn't get to capitalize properly and took losses. And we gave back a good amount of our gains within just 3 trades throughout the entirety of the day. This is something that can happen, and as we know, trading is risky, but we still need to be careful to try and avoid some of those bigger losses. So looking forward to a good day here today, looking forward to a successful trading day and being disciplined, being patient, and trading the best opportunities. For those of you who are rocking with us here, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Usually we have 99% of people here supporting the channel hardcore. You can always have one guy that's there saying, he's waiting for RT to blow up, but he's going to be waiting an eternity because it will never happen. So as I'm laughing here, hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We got 5 minutes to the opening bell. Different people are in different situations. Someone else out there is coming off of their best 2 weeks ever. And today they're looking to be aggressive right from the open, right? So depending on where we are individually, We have to make the best decision, be the best managers that we can be. That way we can ensure the best outcome. Now, as we get closer to the market open, we still have to execute. So we have to pay attention to our patterns, our candlesticks, our charts, our time. We have to understand that if we don't put ourselves in the position to succeed, it's not going to happen. And that can also mean, you know, playing defense as well if nothing is good right away, right? So let's do what must be done to ensure success. Now that we've had a good pep talk, we can turn off the scanners here and get ready to rock and roll. Let me make sure the MACD is ready to go on the other side here. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I never did? I never made the Momo Pro versus Day Trade Dash video. I think this is a good week to do it. Today our schedule is tight, so perhaps tomorrow or Wednesday will be a better day, but this is a good week to get it done. To get it done. Yeah, I forgot to post the watch list to YouTube. SNGX looks like one of the better stocks here so far. Although that is subject to change depending on the momentum. We got 400 people. Let's get up there to 200 likes before the open. Can we do it? We got 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Smash the like button to the moon. H1 Media, are you in the building? Yeah, it's good to have that nice early pep talk. 2-minute warning. It's also pretty good to like reset your mind after the weekend, you know? Because even if you studied up a little bit on Sunday, sometimes you kind of need that like refresher to start the day to remind yourself of like what's happening in the market conditions, to position yourself where you need to be to have a successful day. Jason, I appreciate it. Mr. Perez is in the building. In the building. We got 1minute, 22 seconds. 1minute, 22 seconds for the market open. There are even some people pre-market that might maybe be taking it easy because they might have had a decent start to the day, right? So we'll see how the action is here early. Chart-wise, you know, we're looking decent. We're in a bit of a slower uptrend, I'd say. A bit of a slower uptrend. But we'll see. VWAP is down there, 392. Tyrell, what's going on, man? Good to see you. H1 Media is in the building. And calling a 10K day. We got the MACD. We got the MACD in the building. Hey, if the momentum is good, it's possible. It's one thing with the market that's so crazy, right? I mean, like today could be anything. We don't know. But what we do know is that we'll manage risk and be disciplined. That right there can give us a lot of confidence. 10 seconds. Oh, wow. Okay. Can we get up to 30 again? Okay. Okay. Can we see back over 15? Oh, no, we cannot. Damn. I'm going to check out one of the other ones. Let me just see. What was that? The low is at 97 there. Let me just see how PBM is looking. PBM. I'm going to lose $100 on that last trade there, which from 08 down to 97 in the blink of an eye. I'm long at like 06, 05. Looking for back over 10, over 15. So I'm going to check out PBM here. Again, you know, maybe we get a surprise move despite it coming down a bit. Because the stock has bounced up to 30 twice, I added on that push. So that's why I lost $100 there. PBM, though, might be the one here early. I'm going to pull it up on screen in a sec. Highs are at 95. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, pulling up this stock takes time, bro. Gotta be careful. And we got the VWAP here, which is something that's worth mentioning. Okay, I'm taking losses. Now it's for a breakout over 5, no good. Gotta be careful. It's a quick move. It's back over 5. Okay. All right, I gotta dial in here. Gotta lock in. It's 518 already. Oh my gosh. Dang, it's way stronger than I would have expected. Trying to like get a good bearings on everything. Damn. It's been good. It's just that like, you know, you gotta like adjust to it. Dang, there's 60. It is moving, man. Oh my gosh. 560 already. It hasn't really like pulled back too much. Like it's just kind of, you know, More so holding and going. Oh man. Oh. Well, I took a position there extremely small. Was the high 80? Oh man. What's the time? What's the time? I'm in kind of high here. I gotta be careful. I'm in at high 40s, which is not ideal here. I have to cut that for a loss. Damn, bro, this is not good. It's like it was too strong, too quick. I didn't get to do anything. And we got 25. What this feels like is like a blitz. Well, now I took a big loss on that dip, buying too much. The 1 minute candle to make the new high seems to be struggling a little bit. What's the time? I'm watching here. Can we keep holding up? It needs to get over 50 right here. If not, it's trouble. Come on, KB. Nah, bro. Oh man, I'm down like 350 right now, sadly. I think this was a great move. I needed to be watching at it from the open. I came like 2-3 minutes late and just couldn't really catch myself. It's still fighting. I think I might end up taking the breakout here. I don't know. 80 for highs. Damn, too early. Ah, man. Felt like I lost 200 there. Why? Maybe not. I felt like I caught that trade. I don't know how I didn't like get back to flat. I'm like still red. I had fair size too. We're gonna make a new high is my guess. But oh man, what is that? Are we gonna make a new high? What is that? Nope. That is brutal. Oh, that is brutal. Well, so much for making a new high. Bro, we get all the way to 70 and then sells off still. BD BT BD. BTBD. Would have been nice to catch it earlier, but red 280. $74 for highs here. Well, never mind. 85 into the halt up. BTBD, I'm looking at it on the other screen. It looks good. I'm just watching and waiting. We got 95 right now, and the halt is at 98. Like, look at that pullback, bro. Like, look at that pullback right there. Like, that is madness. It was so quick. Just halting up 422. So I'm having the, I mean, it's fine. I wouldn't really say it's an issue, but still, you know, I took really, really small size at 70. Like I took a position at 80, took a position at 70, and I'm like looking to then bring size because I'm not sure where the bottom is going to be, and then it's back at 90. So no size, and it's all the way up. We got 72 with small size there. Dang, man, you know, it's okay. And we're seeing good momentum. That's the good thing. So it's 3 days now. We're into the first hour. We're seeing something good. I think that's the key here. I think the mistake I made with the other stock, I had a position at 32, and I think maybe like 2,500 shares. I think I sold it before it broke down. I think that's the key there. When we got to 45, I'm like, it needs to go through 50 right here. And I kind of put that like time constraint on the move. And that might have been unnecessary. Because it came back down to 30 again and kind of lingered and then went. So I sold for no reason. CASI. We'll see how that one does. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you're tuning in. Let me check to see the resumption time. We got 2 minutes, 34 seconds. CASI actually worked out right there. Was that 74 to 208? Okay. Sleeping on it. 1 minute 56 seconds to resumption. Or what did I get? 87? And it's making new lows. Great. Okay, resumption is in 50 seconds. I don't know, a bit of a choppy start for me. Bit of a choppy start. Fifteen seconds. We're at 422. I don't know if I got. I don't think I got that. I got 95. Oh, not good. I sold the whole thing. I was supposed to sell half. Damn it. Bro, this is cooked. Not good. 58 for highs. 58. Did I? Oh, I didn't get it. I tried for the lows there. Damn it, man. Alright, cool, cool. We just need this stock to keep going and I can do well here. We'll see if it's able to Hold up. Oh my god. Well, I'm getting cooked. Pull back from 460 is back to 380, which means my dip buy is far too high. All right, sizing down. Red like 700. So sizing down. Sizing down. It's like selling all the way off. Maybe a little too hasty with size, being that we weren't connecting anyways. Did not expect us to make a new high at the 60 and then come back down. And then I sold the trade at 20. I bought at 18. I bought 2,000 shares at like 18 and I sold it at 25 or even a little earlier. Might still be strong though. Time 53. Time 53. We gotta at least do some damage control here. CASI, red to green. BTBD is back over 4 with a nice push. Is that a seller? It looks like it is. Some mad range on this one. If it goes here, no. Oh, you son of bro. Oh, I got 29 buying at 19, man. I'm getting cooked today. I'm getting cooked. I'm about to say, if it goes, I need to get this move here. And I missed the move. Man, today is not my day so far. $477 is the high. We haven't had a pullback yet, as in like a red candle. The last time it pulled back to 380 from here, so what is it going to be this time? Can we hold up this time? Can we hold? I'm gonna try it again. If not, it's probably 380 again. It's fighting for sure. All right, it's fighting this time. It's fighting. And I didn't add. Come on. Come on, don't you sell off like this. Hold up, hold up, hold up your key levels. KB. K of the B. Ay, 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 ay. Bro, my fills in some of these trades are like... Show me 80. Show me 80, 80, 80, 80, 80. Bro, man, what a day, bro. Why is this day so crazy, man? And I got filled at 506. Yep, I'm ready to shut it down. So I brought the losses down to like 300. Back to 800 now. Bro, this is madness. Ay, ay, ay. Bro, and those were like great trades down at 50. I take one loss, I lose like a couple hundred. Jesus Christ, bro. In at 09, out at 92, buying at like 90. That last one is gonna knock the wind out of my sails. And it's some nice moving stock too. Just on the other side of the trades here. That's a great trade I'm gonna miss, which is fine. Bro, what's percentage? We're at 200% already. At this rate, if I could get back to flat again, I call it a victory. Should have already been big green, so gotta use caution here and just if we can get something, that's better than nothing, and then that's it. Because we are cooked today. Cooked. Candle's about to close. Like from what we saw, I think like right now should already be a good green day, so like I'm just gonna tread lightly. Treading lightly, taking it easy. Man, two good stocks, man, and just nothing. Two good stocks and nada. Nope. It's coming down. Coming down a bit. I don't know, it almost feels like I could never catch my bearing today. Like I could never get into a rhythm with the stock. And over 450, I'm like, okay, I got it. And they're going. Another thing is too is that they're going up like way more than you'd expect, which is a good thing. It is a good thing, but it's almost like beating out the expectation. And we got crippled on that first pullback. Too many mistakes today. Risky business here. Risky business. Risky business. Man. Oh, I got it too early. And I got it too early. Cooked with these fills, bro. Yeah, not good. That's a false breakout there too. 0 for 5 for red to green. It's not really so the fills, it's more so the volatility of the stock. Like moments where I'm trying to buy it at like 10 cent down and like it's already up before I'm like getting in. Like the fills aren't gonna only be able to fill you where the bid price is, where the ask price is. 509. Son of a gun, man. This could be backside too. It's also possible. If it is, the stock is given a nice enough of a move, so yep, could be backside. Could be backside officially here. CASI. I don't know. CASI still at the breakout after getting over the level. I don't know. I think that might be it, man. I think that might be it unless something else comes. Well, but that's two nice stocks. I mean, can't ask for more. They both gave an uptrend and I fumbled. The first one a little too late to the move, just couldn't get a good bearings, and then this one pretty similar, just couldn't get a good rhythm. It seemed so simple too. Goodness. I'd say this was pretty straightforward. All right, it's 10:13. We'll see if something else comes. If not, that could be it. And I think I'm gonna switch up my hotkeys as well because this foot pedal, as nice as it is, I don't know, man. My right heel and my right Achilles is completely cooked. They're done for. So I think I'm gonna just put it to control and use a control hotkey. So we had BTBD as well as, I believe it was PBM. Bro, this was so strong too. I mean, it was short-lived, of course, but 428 to 580 and then 214 to 560. What more do we need in life? Goodness. How did I not get big green here? What more do we need in life other than that nice, sweet move? We'll see if there's another one. If not, sidelines. It's of course still good to keep an eye on this just in case it crawls back up to like 5, but for me right now it's in no man's land. I will not be taking trades. There's definitely going to be a few dips that people are going to be watching, but I'm going to leave it alone. CASI moving up a bit. It's actually a pretty nice bounce. For BTBD. And CASI over 50. It's actually a good pullback right there. I gotta look at it. I gotta pay attention. Yeah, we'll see what it does. If it gets over 60, maybe room to 290s, 292. Yeah, good call there, SF. We'll see if it gets over. Man. Was that really 19? No, I don't think so. Getting like magic wicks. I think also I might have been a little too much in the price action today. Needed to zoom out a little bit more. VERB, this price range, man, could be a little tricky to manage risks. VERB resumption in 10 seconds. It's at 1703. We'll see. I'm not going to take it any sort of size here. Just 300 shares. All trades. GP, cheaper stock. So just on the sidelines here, watching and waiting. So CASI pulled back a little bit. GP sub $1 stock. You know, at 55 cents. No trades there yet. But our two main stocks, BTBD. How are we doing? It's actually curling up a little bit. It's curling up. Well, the dips down there looked, you know, I don't like to trade backside stuff, but these dips down here did look pretty good. The issue though is buying it here, and let's put it over here. Buying this red candle, and then buying this red candle to try to get what happened right here. That can sometimes be the issue. But you know, nice move up after this consolidation, and then pretty quick curl in this area. Held the VWAP, and then of course. And I don't know why it's so hard for me to like just move on, you know? Like I'm still frustrated about messing up the move. It's like, bro, focus on the opportunity in front of you. And I got the Wrong. I got the E-Trade screen on. I'll take it off when I can. All right, I'm gonna lock it in. Going to lock it in. Fumble day down 900 plus. Days like today are sad days because we had enough, we had everything we needed, and I didn't execute properly. There were good trades where I sold the entire thing by, just all sorts of nonsense. And ultimately, whenever I'm in higher, it's because I'm too slow to make up my mind. And in the moment that I'm buying in the stock, the volatility of the stock, it jumps like 10, 15 cents. I get that higher fill. There's only so much you can do. So got to be quicker with the analysis to where I'm in early and decisively to avoid that higher, entry. That could have helped us out because we got the losses back down to nearly flat and then took that massive 20-cent loss for like nothing. So got to be a little bit better. Today's action was more than good enough. BTBD right back over 60. It can go straight into a halt up is how it looks. Like the last move over 460 kind of had that glow to it, although it only got to 5. Man. We lost on everything today. 5 out of 5 red. I'll drag the P&L down here. Completely and utterly cooked. The setup does look good though, you know, maybe it keeps going, but even if it does, we're going to be forced to use small size and it'll just be practice at this point. The range is pretty big too. We went from 27 to 75 right there. It's also asking a lot for it to go again, you know, being that we already had the good uptrend. 5 minute candle to make the new high would be at 480. And there's 5. It can definitely go into a halt up, but you know, you got to be holding. It seems like it's just a little too sporadic for the breakout trade, I'd say. There's a seller at mid 20s. It's a good start. We made back 150 there with a small size, so something. El Pastor in the depths. We got 510, 512. This time I definitely want to zoom out and look at my candlesticks more. I want to zoom out and look at my candlesticks more. Oh, this should be such a massive day if I just was able to focus on this thing, man. It's crazy. Selling off though. on. It's a good bounce there, 30 to 60. But not the type of pullbacks I want to see in this area. Five-minute candle has 2 minutes. It's back up again, but the range down is pretty big. 50 to 5 right there. 1 minute candle to make the new high all the way to 78. The price action here, I think, is definitely a little bit more tricky. A little bit more tricky here. Those trades like that are brutal. Absolutely, positively brutal. Now it goes. The stock could definitely still go for a new high. The way how it's behaving. Bro, what was my fill? Golly, bro. El Pastor can't catch a break, brother. Again, I think it could still go, but we got to be careful. It's definitely a little whippy, a little, I'd say like a little wild. And right now, honestly, I'm just kind of like doing a little bit of fishing. I think it could go back to high of the day and it could start maybe like lower. It's hard to say, but it could come down too, right? We could see a bigger pullback, right? Like that. We could see something like that for sure. And that's gonna go all the way back to 80, bro. And this stock. What was that high? 86, back to 88. Still holding like 10 shares from 56. Are we coming down? And it is coming down. Is it? Dang, I got filled 50. Jeez. It's back up again. Tight stops. Bro, this is too much churn here. Can we see something? I cut it flat. Probably could have given it more time there, though. I was expecting more of an immediate move. Hopefully the Mighty and the Big Steve and the others, hopefully you guys did better than I did, because completely botched the day here. This one was good, man. There's nothing to say, there's nothing to complain, other than if you're fully locked in, you know, you're reading your levels right, your analysis is there. It's back below this ascending trend line, so kind of leaving it alone again. VERB pushing 20. Man, oh man. I can't get over it. Why can't I get over it? I botched the day. Just move on. Mentally, move on. Once again, for the disclaimer, remember to be careful of fake accounts. Remember to be careful. Actually, this dip here could be good. I wanted it lower though. I wanted that lower, but we'll take what we can get. All these previous lows. Actually, holy smokes, it was 88. Damn. So that was actually pretty good then. What was that, like 90 something? I thought this low was down at like 60s. Oh shoot, I still got 5 shares. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, my back. Yeah, this is a pretty good move. I kind of fumbled it. Couldn't get locked in, but pretty decent. We're only down $500, but we could have done better there. Yeah, remember the disclaimer, right? I think that's what I was saying. Remember that day trading is risky. Remember that if you're new to the channel, be careful of fake ads. People are stealing the content that we post and are running ads with it. As sad as this stuff sounds, this is what's happening. We email YouTube. They're very aware of the issue, and they told us the best that we can do is that I will have to manually report each ad as I see them on a case-by-case basis. So definitely asking the audience for a little bit of help there as well. If you guys see those fake ads and you have the time, there's an area, I think, in the bottom right with a couple of dots where you can like click on and then hit report ad. And you can hit like pretending to be someone else, I believe is the option. So yeah, or just hit like just hit scam, fraud, anything like that should work. So keep an eye out and be careful. Also be careful of fake accounts in the chat room, in Instagram, in Facebook, Twitter, all social medias. There's a lot of fake accounts and fake platforms. So be careful, stay safe. in that aspect there. Don't get scammed. Let me see what the people are saying in the YouTube stream here. It's been a decent day. Good momentum, I'd say, overall. Good momentum. I'll go, let's see. I mean, a bunch of call outs. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Looks like there's some conversations going on. I gotta scroll up to see what people are talking about. Tommy Gunn saying had a good trading day. See you guys tomorrow. I have another broker. Every single fake ad. Mr. Man, appreciate it. Mr. Man reporting every fake ad. Yeah, if you guys see any fake ads, be sure to report it. Someone else, let's say, rate your new broker. I'd say the new broker is fine. It's pretty good. There are some small fees as usual, but I think as long as we're seeing good momentum, you know, like we made like 5,000 the last 2 days with some good momentum, so that was pretty good. But today we had good momentum, I'd say, and we fumbled the opportunity. This was more me than the market. Had some good trades where I sold too early, sometimes even like wrong hotkeys, like a bunch of nonsense. And then I think I needed to zoom out a little bit more to my charts because I got a little too into the price action. And I think that might have cost me in some of the bigger pullbacks I got caught on. Gotta zoom out, always look at the chart again, refresh your mind, see where we're at with the chart. Like when I say like what's the time, that's kind of what I'm referring to, like where we are with the chart in terms of like the time, right? So I fumbled. That's the easy way to put it. Yeah, bro, I fumbled H1. I fumbled, man. But the good news is that it seems like the momentum might be back, which is great here. I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, I felt like the momentum has been like dead for a very, very long time. Well, you know, it's this cycle, this ebb and this flow, right? You know, I mean, it really varies. Like, it depends. Like, if you're trading like after hour and pre-market and all these other time of day, maybe there's something more. But from 9:30 to 11 felt so slow the last few months. Like, there's just like some sideways stuff almost. Something maybe might pop for 2 minutes and then that's it. And maybe we had stocks between 1, 2, 3 p.m., but I'm never here at that time anymore. So last year I'd go very late. Nowadays, if the first 2 hours are slow, it's like, you know, why even stick around? It almost doesn't make any sense. So in terms of the broker, right, I'd say like I'm still using, it's basically DAS. Like if you ever use the DAS trader platform, that's basically what the new broker is. They don't have their own interface. They just, you know, straight up, you connect your account to DAS, and DAS trader is basically your interface, which is how most platforms, or let's say most smaller brokers are, except maybe like the bigger ones, like, you know, maybe like Lightspeed, I think might have their own system. But all these other smaller ones, you're basically using DAS. So it's like, how's your experience using DAS? Well, it's the same it's always been, right? The hotkeys are good. The level 2 is good. It does have the halt levels, but I despise the chart, which is why I'm still using Thinkorswim's chart, because honestly, this might be the best charts in the game. Granted, they don't have 10 seconds, but that's where you can use a platform like Daytrade Dash or eSignals or what's other charting software out there? There's some other ones where they have 10 second if you want to use the 10 second. Thinkorswim does have tick charts, but it's not quite the same, the tick charts. Trade Zero. Trade Zero. Okay. Trade Zero also has its own platform. But yeah, it's I think I think as long as we continue to see like good momentum, we'll be doing pretty well. I think I was a little too distracted by not doing well early, which, you know, as I talked to Big Steve a lot about this, like it's a problem that I have. When I trade, it's almost as if there's a time clock ticking. And the more a stock moves, it's like the more I expect myself to do well. And if I don't, there's a massive issue there. There's a discrepancy, right? A divergence. And I know that it's only a matter of time before we get to backside. And it gives me this feeling of like the train have like left the station kind of thing, you know? Now, I didn't let that stop me today from like just completely zoning out and like not looking at it at all. But I think it did distract me to some degree to where I could have been even more dialed in. And for example, like, you know, forgetting to check my 5-minute chart, my 1-minute chart, zooming out more, coming back into the level 2, making sure everything is aligning. Like the moment you have one thing that can throw you off, it can, like, you know, your trading can be out of whack. As we know, it's pretty delicate. You got to be in the Goldilocks zone, not too high, not too low. Down $600. And in hindsight, I should have watched this whole thing even through this move down with just like 10 shares. Because once we do bottom out, like any stock that's going to bounce like this, there's going to be opportunities to get in. And if you're here early watching this entire move, then you're already in rhythm. Versus me, I showed up at like 465, you know, and it was already too late actually. I saw 48, I look back, it's at 70 and 80 and then 90. If I'm watching this whole thing, maybe I'm buying below 40 for this break of 50 and actually catch 50 cents over the $0.50, right? You know, and that's just one of the candles here in the red to green. I know Tim, man. Tim, if you guys know Tim doesn't move. Tim doesn't even blink when this stock comes down. Like when these stocks come down, you know, at the team house, you know, a lot of us will kind of be like, okay, the day is winding down, it's slowing down a bit, and Tim is there like this, just through and through for that next like hour straight, just in case, just to be safe. And it pays off nicely, especially when you get a nice curl like this. Because if it's not curling up and you're keeping that small size, you're not over trading, you're just kind of watching it, but it's going down, you know. And I know this is an issue that I have, and I still kind of fall victim to it. I'm so used to just looking at something that's moving up. So when I think it's backside, it's like, okay, let's check the scan to see what is moving up in the moment. But if nothing is moving up, you got to rotate back to it and keep an eye again just in case, right? INV hitting the scans here. Not sure how it's moving yet. It looks like there's a bit of a range here. The bids are evaporating. I'm definitely going to change my hotkey from this foot pedal, because this foot pedal, did I get the good fill there? This foot pedal, I got 41, which isn't really that great. This foot pedal business is a little tough. All that for nothing. How low is the dip? 28. Honestly, I don't really feel a difference. I don't really feel a difference between like the limit orders and market orders in terms of like. Actually, that's not true. The limit orders here are like 10 times as fast. Which means you could take on bigger size easier. At Schwab, I don't think we've had like price improvements for like a good year and a half, maybe, or like at least since like maybe like December of last year or something. Not a year and a half, like a little less than a year. You get filled like anywhere. So that and then the momentum isn't uptrending for months. It's like some people love to trade the sideways stuff, so it depends, right? Some people like to trade backside. There's a guy in our chat room named Kyle back in the days. He'd make like 2K on the front side and then add 15,000 to his gains and on the backside. And we're all like, bro, how are you doing this? But some people just love the backside. So a lot of it comes down to like what you like to trade, I think, what you're used to trading and style. There's a lot of variables like your hold time. I remember I saw an archive with Tim, right? I'm watching one of Tim's archives one time. And this guy is using like 6,000 shares. And like I can't like the way how he's so quick, like bro, if that was me in these trades, I had been down like 5,000 like in no time. But it's like we're all trading somewhat similar for hyperscalping, right? But different people kind of have like that, different thing that they're looking for. And so sometimes it can be quickness, sometimes it could be the whole time. All these different variables, right? Like Marcelo, for example, I've seen Marcelo do some crazy stuff like in 5K size, the stock drops another $1.50. He adds like 10,000 shares. But because he's so confident in the dip, where I'm looking at that same trade and it's like, bro, I would have already stopped out. But then that extra pullback there, he's in nicely. His average is nice. The spread's a little bit bigger. So the moment volume gets back into the stock, the Mighty's up $1 a share, 10K size. And I'm like, bro, how do you have the confidence to hold through such a massive pullback? So everybody kind of has like a different twist. And that day was like a 30K day for the Mighty. The Mighty was mightying. Big Steve, what is this comment you're saying, bro? What is that comment, brother? Also, like I think mindset is always important. How's your mindset and where are you mentally? Some people are going through certain things outside of the markets as well, which can lead to them having, issues in their trading or drawdowns, things like that. We don't really consider these things here or talk about it much, but it is a factor too. Personal things people are dealing with. Sometimes maybe you're trading and also you have like a normal job. You get laid off, maybe your confidence isn't as high in your trading, right? Because your half your income maybe is gone. There's a lot of variables. Maybe you're using smaller size as a result. Things like that can happen. Ay, ay, ay. I don't know, INV getting mentioned here in the chat. I wonder what time was this halt? 9:50 area. 9:50. I was in at 394, out at 415, 418, 417 area. Was that the resumption trade? When was the halt? Let me check E-Trade. When was the resumption? E-Trade depicts the resumptions a little bit better with these dotted lines. Man, INV halted down. Good thing I didn't look at that. That was at, okay, so at 9:50. So I sold early. It looks like the lows were at 81. I'm in at 94. Not terrible. Not great either. But was that the first dip? Because I think it dipped down there at least twice. Well, it came back down after 460. Okay, this is the... See, this red candle here is where I got blazed. After this push to 460, I bought the dip at like 20. I bought the dip at 30, and I added a 20. Let's see. I bought... Like, man, my fills were crazy there, bro. I know what I gotta do. I said this last week too. Gotta be a little bit more careful in those areas. So I took 35, 44 and 34 with a really small size. And then I thought it was holding. And so I bought 2,000 shares, got filled at 37 and 38, of which I stopped out at 34. So that was a good sell, couple cents. Then I bought back at 30. This is all within this red candle here at 51. I bought back 2,000 shares at 30. Let's see. It looks like it was struggling. I'm going to sell at 36. A little bit at 35. So just a couple cents. Like, so, so break even basically there. Just a 5-cent gain. And then I sold 46, 42, and 40 after it rejected 50. And then I bought 26, 2,000 shares, of which I stopped out at 09 on this red candle. And then I bought 77. What was the low? 60. Let's say I bought 77. I ended up stopping out of that flat when it came back down. And see, this is my problem, right? I have this issue where when I try to dip like twice, it's like I run out of mental capital and I just say, to hell with this dip. And what I need to do, if I'm going to stop trading in that moment, which is down here, I need to keep watching at the stock and like not take a break. It's like I space out right there. And before you know it, the freaking thing is back up at 4. And it's like I miss that. I missed that trade that could have came, or not even that could have, that came in between here. Between 60. So, I mean, that's fair. Like, everything here is pretty fair. Like, we took some smaller losses. We did the right thing stopping out on the way down once it didn't break 50. We bought back 26 thinking break down below of 30 and reclaim. And we kept pulling back. Fair, fine. In at 27, 26. And out at 09. That's a fair trade there. We took a good sized loss. Was that 15 cents? That's more than fair. No problem. This is only an issue for in at 27, 26, and out at like, 380. then we're cooked. But that's a fair trade. So on the way down, I'm looking back at my log here. It's like I got to be more in tuned, because 77 is not bad. And it was a starter. I didn't take size. It was a starter. And I stopped out of the starter flat, looking for lower and then spaced out. So I think at the time, maybe I looked over the 5-minute chart and said, this thing is like Depsy. But, it's not a bad pullback, man. It's not a bad pullback there at all. So it's the same thing of like, we're at 360, but I'm like looking at the stock at 415. It's like, bro, what are you doing? There's too many cents in there to miss the action Even if you didn't take a trade, you have to see. And when you see it, it's like it's easy to be in rhythm, right? So that's why I'm saying like I kind of fumbled the day here. Things like that is what causes me to fumble the day. Missing data, gaps in the data, and not being able to properly make a good decision on the way up. We had a low of 80, a low of 75 on the next two candles. When you have all the data, you can make a decision, Maybe it's a small position. Might not be full size, but there's a position that could, and that gives you confidence, especially when you curl up a little bit. And then so maybe on a pullback like this, it's much easier to be aggressive and take it with more size. Back now at 958. I got to make some adjustments. So tomorrow, we got to be a little bit more careful. But we should have a better day. This is the fourth day, I'd say, of really good momentum for me. And I'm only 2 out of 4, 50%. And we had a day of, that day was a little tricky. I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday of last week. We had an uptrending stock, but it was dropping. Like it was flushing out in some like key areas. So that, that day is a little bit more 50-50 in terms of like how good the day was for the move. But I think I'd still count it. So 2 for 4 is not good. We are net green. I think at least like 3.5, which is good, but still not good enough. Like we should have done way better here, especially for today. Even Friday we got to like 2,700, and then that stupid loss that I fumbled, man. The stock is at like I think 310, 410, somewhere there, 210 even. And I'm in such good rhythm. I tell myself, wait for the whole dollar. This thing is gonna dip, and when it does, be quick to get in, and then sell in the pop. Like a fool, I bought it at 409 or 309, whatever the price was. Like, what was I thinking? Second guess the trade idea. And in at 9, sold at 401 where I should have been buying. Tried to buy back immediately after selling at 401. Got filled at 14 or 15 because the bid just jumped up to 15. I got filled 15. And then the stock is back down 2 seconds later at 401 again. $700 loss. Just such a silly sequence. At the worst, and because I'm having to sell the position before I buy, I think that millisecond there is what cost us getting in where we needed to be in, to then maybe, sell for 15 cents, which would have been like a $700 winner, pushing us to like 3.4, 3.5 on Friday. That's how quickly the day could turn around, right? How thin the margins can be. So we then dropped to 2K, and then we had losses of like 300 on, I think, back over the whole dollar at 4 or 5, whatever the stock price was. 3, I think it was 5 maybe, 490. Yeah, I think it was like $5 stock. And then a different stock came that looked good. We started with small size, had a great trade, sized up, and then lost on the second opportunity. So Friday, like a day where we had highs of 2,700. We end only at like 1,600 because actually, I mean, thinking back about it, we had the trade of 15,000 shares at 96 on that penny stock. The stock is halting up at 07. What I realized happened, I tried to sell the entire position into the halt. The position, I think, was too big. So my order rejected. Well, stuff like this, I mean, it's part of trading, right? But what's that? That's like 10 cents. The entire trade is like 10 cents from 96 to 07. 10 cents. Let's assume I got filled 97. I was buying like 95. Let's just assume I got filled 97. This is $1,500 trade where the order gets rejected, and then it drops down, and I'm only able to get out at 02, 101, 102. Like, that's brutal. That is brutal. That is absolutely brutal. So what should be 1,500? And I guess it's on me for not realizing, but it was a penny stock turned into a stock over one. Didn't realize that I need to sell in smaller chunks. So by the time I'm able to get out in a smaller size, the stock is already down at 101, 102. And $1,500 winner. So Friday could have been like a 5K day for sure. 5K winner turns into freaking a smaller winner, and then we proceed to then take a $600 loss. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. So I think we made like 600 on that trade, 700 maybe. Let's see, 6, 7. We might have made like 700 to 800 on that trade. So we missed out on a good half. But this is the fine line with trading, right? The fine line. The fine line. The fine line. Chatroom is pumping today, brother. We got everybody tuning in. This is funny. I probably shouldn't use the word pumping. That sounds illegal. I mean active. Like, we're seeing some ghosts in here today. Oh, what a good day it was. Frustration of not ending nicely. Green is real. But anyhow, tomorrow's another day. And so we will keep it tight, stay disciplined, and be back tomorrow. All right. Ay. Nice couple of days here, though, I will say, for momentum. So hopefully the fire is turned back on, because this is really nice to see. It's almost refreshing, right? A stock that trends up into the open. We had this in pre-market the last 3 and 4 months, but during the open, we haven't really been seeing this level of sustainability and volume. So if you notice, pre-market volume on this thing was like dead, and the open is where we had high of the volume. This is the opposite, just going back last week on almost every single stock. And the pre-market price action is different from what I do here. Like in pre-market, even here you guys are seeing me holding some positions longer. Pre-market, there is no holding anything for me. I'm in and out, and that's it. Quick trades, and only on like massive moves. But yeah, I think I'll catch you guys later. Wait, what? What's happening? What's going on in the chat, brother? Why? Let's see. And Jody? Here, let me FaceTime Marcelo for you. I know I was supposed to FaceTime him last time, right? Hold up. Let's see if the Mighty is gonna answer. Is he still... Hold on, he might still be trading. Let me see. Is the Mighty... I know you guys want to hear the Mighty's beautiful voice. The Mighty. The Mighty. Give me a sec here. See, his phone is just ringing out here on the FaceTime. I think he's still trading. He's still trading, I think. He is still trading. Thinkorswim was meant for longer term traders. Uh, Marketing. Thinkorswim, RT, Farmer, Crispy. Yeah, Thinkorswim market orders were pretty good. I think they're still pretty good now. There's still people in our chat room using it. The market orders can be wild though. I mean, there's been days where I got filled. I've seen some crazy stuff. There's been good stuff. There's been some good stuff and some bad stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's different ways to trade. I think the biggest thing though is that if we're seeing strong stocks, everybody who knows how to trade will do well. No matter where they are, I think that's the key. But yeah, market orders can be good too. Majority of people don't use market orders though because you can get filled anywhere. And that could be tricky, which is why we would usually trade stocks with like tighter spreads, because if a stock is strong but its spreads are really big, using a market order will not make sense because you're gonna get filled. Like you're gonna get filled anywhere really. You can get lucky and get a good fill, but a lot of times you can get filled like $1 a share in the spread if it's like a $20 stock per se, and then it can throw off your trade idea if you're in too high versus your stop, your support level, things like that. But yeah, market orders are decent, right? Price improvement was the best fills I ever had. I would say so. I would say I agree with that. There would be some good. There were days. I mean, there were days where we had good fills. Like sometimes there can be like a 5 cent spread, and you get filled like just 1 or 2 cents above the bid, is really good because then, as the stock, because you're buying in a place where the stock is more than likely gonna go. So if you're in 3 cents lower than the ask price, and then the stock also is moving up, then you're gonna get an extra 3 cents on top of your trade, which is always going to be good for anyone, right? I might have missed more of the conversation there going up though. The Mighty's YouTube channel, it's in the depths for now. I'll stick around for like another 5 minutes and then I'll be out. Let's see. My account here at Guardian. So we've been doing a lot of pre-market trading. It's been slow, as mentioned. Again, for anybody listening, like that's really listening, I think in the last like 5 months, we might have had a handful of days that were decent days, like good days. So for me, really and truly, only the last like 3 or 4 days, I'm saying like has been like really good. I mean, I've been sounding like a broken record here. And in the last couple of days, we've been up nicely. So it depends though. Are we going to see more good momentum, right? If it's slow, looking to take it easy. But if we can see good momentum, we're going to look to be aggressive and push it. First day with size, testing out hotkeys. Miserable day. Probably should have just kept a smaller size. First time feeling uncomfortable in a long time after switching to this platform, because everything is so like different, so new in terms of just like straight out like hotkeys, everything being in a different place than what I was used to versus Thinkorswim. You know, on Thinkorswim you have your order entry window and like your time and force, everything in that one box. So being that I'm using a different platform exclusively, like there was a difference there. Like certain things that I didn't think about, like needing to see my fill and like having a positions window right next to my level 2, because on Schwab you can see your fill right in the active trader, right? All those small details, like after a day or two though, you get used to it. You get used to what you need to do in terms of improvements and changes, and then once you make those changes, you kind of feel normal again. Yeah. Wait, is this guy like a downer? Maybe this guy's like a downer and I missed it. No nonsense. Yeah, I mean, I didn't read all the stuff above. Maybe that's what I'm guessing here. No nonsense. Mark my words, brother, right? This is what you have to do right now, right here, right now. I'm gonna make a bet with you, right? Like I've done with everybody else here in the past who've had doubts. The first thing I'll say is that my confidence and my resolve is endless. There is no limit to how far we're willing to go to get the job done. That's the first thing, right? Mark this down in your notepad. Secondly, Relentless Trader has no fear, which is why I am the fearless leader that's leading the charge here, right? Third and final, give this hotter trend that's coming around here a couple more days and a couple more weeks, and you're going to be singing a different tune, my brother. You're going to be singing the songs of freedom as the pastor leads us to victory once again. So, yeah, it's been well, you know, and honestly too, like trading on another platform is a great way to prove a point, and reassure the community, reassure my students, reassure the world, honestly, because a lot of people kind of, you know, here's the thing with success, right? Beyond like the conversation here in like the chat room, the thing with success is that people don't mind. A lot of people, they don't mind. There's only a few real genuine people, right? Mostly like your family, your relatives. I mean, even then, shit, right? But anyhows, there's a few genuine people. Outside of that, people, they don't mind if you do well. They just don't want you to do better than them, because then that's where people start to feel a type of way. So if you understand psychology, right? So because Relentless Trader, because I came into this field and disrupted the field and did well and taught it to hundreds of students who, a lot of them have also done well. Some of them turned into even millionaires. People, they don't like this, right? Because your community starts to perform better than their community. And then there's people in other communities who haven't been able to become profitable. And then it turns into this whole thing of like, you know, people are hating on your community. But because we are the creator, because we are the sire, because we are the alpha and the omega, we can sit up here, and most importantly, because we're transparent, we can sit up here and say what we want to say, and the people have no choice but to respect it, because we give the game here to our students 100%, nothing held back. And in a lot of other communities, the lead mentors, they can't say that, because, I mean, and sometimes they do, but they're lying, because a lot of people, they hide what they're really doing and not really showing everything, you know? Like there's only a few other people that I respect in this YouTube space. I always say this every time. There's only a few people who I really respect, right? There's so many big time traders who, you've never even seen these people like trade or something. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's strange, right? You know, it's strange. It's strange. There's only a few people putting out genuine content every day, you know, recaps, things like that, live videos. So I don't know. I think this is definitely worth a conversation, right? Like, some people will try to say that, you know, we're not going to do well because of a different platform, but I think that's quite silly. Like, let me like, people don't think sometimes, right? Like, if the GameStop frenzy comes around today, don't you think people are going to make millions? You know, like, we're so far removed from that type of hotter environment. Not everybody is really thinking about all that in their, you know, how do I want to say this? In their outlook, right? Like, they're not including the market volatility and the market conditions. We've seen like Ross, for example, he's more one of the more transparent traders. He's done really well in pre-market, right? The open has been noticeably slower for anybody who's made money, I think will be able to say this. Like who I mean, even if you haven't made money but you really like understand the chart, the candlesticks, you know? Like it's pretty easy to say like it's a slower year, you know, versus prior years. And this is a business, and we'd be very foolish to think we couldn't see a slowdown or even a recession. God forbid there's a depression, and like the entirety of the stock market is going through it, right? So I think it'd be pretty foolish to like ignore all those things in our analysis of, you know, trading strategies. If there's a depression and even like the mega caps are struggling, then obviously it's going to trickle down. And like, I mean, I've been here, I've seen some crazy stuff. I've been here. I remember in 2018, like back then I wasn't really like trading fully, but like I remember like for 3-4 weeks in like I think it was July, like there was nothing. Like it looks very different now than how it did then. Like it's not even the same. Like it's totally different. Like totally. Imagine going 3 weeks without seeing nothing. Like if that, you know, even today, like, and when I say nothing, I mean like not even one trade, one setup. So in the last like 4 or 5 months, it's been slower. But if you sit here all day, at least you're gonna see like a good setup or two at some point. Whether you miss it or you fumbled it. Like today, I missed this stock. I fumbled this stock. I could say it was a great stock, right? But I mean, like there was like nothing. Like if you had hit your buy button, it's like because you're just so bored that like you just hit the buy button, right? Like that's how bad it was. Like you can see like a dust ball going across the screen. It was that slow. Like it was crazy. And then we had the pandemic, and then we had the money printing. I mean, there's just so much more money in the world now compared to even back then, you know? I think before 2008, I forgot, my memory, man. I just heard this stat. I think like before 2008 recession, there was like 7 trillion floating around. And then like right now, there's like closer to like 20 trillion or even more. It might even be more than that. It might be more than 20 trillion. But anyhow, we're shutting it down. And then we are calling it a day. For those of you going the distance, stay disciplined. Catch you guys in the next one. All right, hit the thumbs up. Stay safe. Stay green. El Pastor out like south.